Major Doc Terror and his cyborg companion Hacker unleash their forces to conquer Earth.
It is time to revive the children of the 80s. Cartoons have been shaping our childhood ever since we could watch television. We all know about the ones that swept us away at once, like He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe, etc. But there were some cartoons that we only got a glimpse of, those that remain in our memories as just a frame, those that we still look for online through only their descriptions. Therefore, it is time to explore 10 obscure kid shows no one talks about, but are really good. Now, let's brush up on that memory. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Turbo Teen, 1984. Turbo Teen was hands down one of the craziest shows to ever exist. The storyline follows a teenager named Brett who swerves off the road during a thunderstorm and crashes into a secret government laboratory. He and his red car are exposed to a molecular beam, and the most unbelievable thing happens. Brett and his car fuse into each other. He gains an eccentric ability to transform into his car under extreme heat and humanize himself under extremely cold temperatures. And so begins a saga of adventures of Brett, affectionately known as TT, by his mechanic friend Alex, his girlfriend Patty, a freelance reporter, and his furry friend Rusty, as they all solve crimes through their city. An unseen dark rider is always after Brett to learn the secret of his ability, as the scientists strive to reverse Brett's abilities. This 13-episode show aired on Saturday morning on the ABC network. The show started in 1984 and ended in the same year due to the unbelievable storyline and not enough premise for the show to go on. However, many of its episodes are scattered across YouTube and available to watch for free. The concept of the show was perhaps too forward for those times, but it is an insanely different, one-of-a-kind show, worth the watch.
Both Triforces will rule this land forever. You must help me, Link.
Hey, for you, Zelda, anything.
The Legend of Zelda, 1989. Come on, we all have, in some or another form, been a part of the Legend of Zelda lore. If it was not being played on Nintendo, it was being watched on the TV back in 1989. Containing 13 episodes, it was loosely based on the game. The episodes aired on the NBC network on Saturday mornings. The short-lived storyline followed the lives of Princess Zelda, Link, and the antagonist Ganon, who was in pursuit of owning the second Triforce. The one who owns both Triforces would rule the area. Unlike the game, Nintendo made sure to minimize the violence and keep it children-friendly by tweaking some details. The show also increased Zelda's character by making her a protagonist, fighting against evil rather than just being a captivated liability. However, Link's famous dialogue, "Hey, excuse me, princess," became a running joke between watchers and gamers. The show was discontinued for some months as it was not able to cater to the audience. The graphic quality of the DVD release was also criticized, as there were claims that the hair of the characters changed from frame to frame. This potentially harmed the reputation, and so the show was collectively put to a halt. The show is now available to watch on Amazon Prime Video and even on YouTube. Denver, The Last Dinosaur, 1988. Denver, The Last Dinosaur lasted 2 seasons. The show was released in the era of the dinosaur genre becoming a part of the mainstream media. Jeremy, Shades, Mario, and Wally accidentally break a prehistoric egg on their visit to the La Brea Tar Pits, a place in Los Angeles, home to some extinct fossils. As they befriend the large green dinosaur that miraculously understands English, they continue continuously strive to hide and protect it from a man named Morton Fizback, who just wants to use the friendly giant to promote his rock concert. How indecent. The children named him Denver after the city and taught him various hobbies, including skateboarding. Additionally, Denver can also take the kids back to his era using a piece of his eggshell. The episodes revolved around teaching morals of conservation and ecology and spreading awareness about greed in human nature. Created by World Events Productions, the series also released its DVD collection after the decline in their viewership. However, in 2015, Zagtoon claimed to bring the show back, and it did. The rebooted show aired in various countries like France, Belgium, and New Zealand in 2018. It is also available to watch on Hulu and YouTube currently, with regular viewers keeping it alive.
This is the biggest boat I've ever seen.
It must be as big as...
Snorks, 1984. Airing on NBC in competition with Smurfs, Snorks ended its 5-year-long run in the year 1989, after not having the same success as Smurfs. The storyline was pretty simple. A race of small, anthropomorphic sea creatures live, of course, under the sea in their own utopian world. Although it doesn't have a lot of details, it is regarded as a much better TV show than any cartoon aired these days. Some parts of the show are available on YouTube and Internet Archive, while by 2016, all seasons were released on home videotapes. It additionally streams on Hulu and was also referenced in an episode of The Family Guy, gaining a loyal worldwide audience in just 5 years that still goes on till today. Pretty cool for a cartoon, isn't it? Gem, 1985. Before Hannah Montana was even a thing, there was Gem and the Holograms. It followed this girl, Jerrica Benton, who basically had a secret pop star alter ego named Gem. By day, she's running her late dad's record label, Starlight Music. By night, or whenever glam is needed, she's fronting a rock band in full glitter and neon glory. Now here's the twist. The company's co-owner, Eric Raymond, is the worst. He's constantly trying to ruin Gem's career and boost his own evil girl band, the Misfits. Classic 80s villain energy. Back in the day, music videos were everything, so the show leaned into that hard. Full-on animated music video vibes, complete with original songs in every episode. And it worked. Gem blew up. In 1987, it was actually the third most watched kids show. Gem originally aired in syndication and later popped up on USA Network. It went global too, airing in the US, UK, West Germany, Australia, Canada, Italy, France, and more. There were even rumors Hasbro would drop it on Netflix, but that never happened. You can still find episodes floating around on YouTube though. The show lives on through comics, a live-action movie, and a surprisingly loyal fan base. And hey, Jerrica and Gem still never seen in the same room. Just saying.
Maximum acceleration attained.
Ulysses 31, 1981. Inspired by Greek mythology, Ulysses 31 was a French-Japanese cartoon that aired in 1981. NBC for the US, BBC for the UK, and FR3 for France, Ulysses 31 was a rather mature themed cartoon airing every Saturday morning. Ulysses, who kills a giant monster named Cyclops while saving some helpless children, faces a harsh curse by Zeus, who leaves him, his son Telemachus, an alien girl named Yumi, and a robot named Nono are stuck wandering around through space, finding the kingdom of Hades as instructed by Zeus. Only then would the remainder of his crew unfreeze from the curse and he would be able to return to Earth. The show featured an anime style of animation and some very impressive Japanese soundtracks in the Japanese version of the show. In the USA, the show was broadcast as as a half-hour segment on Kideo TV. The show is considered a cult classic with a great storyline and a soundtrack that can still give the audience chills. However, the classic was discontinued due to budgeting issues and a limited storyline. Although you can still find it on YouTube, Ulysses 31 still has some loyal fans to this day. M.A.S.K. 1985. If Power Rangers originated in the 80s, it would be M.A.S.K, a special task force led by Matt Tracker. They are here to protect the city by fighting crimes. Mobile Armored Strike Command, or M.A.S.K, fight against a terrorist organization called Venom, an acronym for Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem. A very successful action show, and their toys sold as well as their viewership. However, there have been talks of developing the series into films and such, but all these projects have just been talk, and nothing substantial has come out of it. If you feel like you'd like to give the show a watch, it is available in parts on YouTube, so head over there after watching this video and let us know what you think. Centurions, 1986. Doc Terror is here to conquer the Earth and turn humans into his slaves. He needs to be stopped. And who else but the Centurions are fit for this job? Max Ray, a brilliant sea operations commander. Jake Rockwell, a land operational specialist. And Ace McCloud, an air operations expert. When adorning a metallic armor around themselves, equipping them with special powers, become the Centurions, heroes the Earth needs. They are stationed at the Sky Vault, headed by the brilliant Crystal Kane. Crystal is mostly responsible for making sure that the right armor and weaponry reaches the Centurions whenever required. Crystal is accompanied either by Jake's dog Shadow or Lucy the orangutan. With minute subplots and an engaging storyline, the Centurions took over the TV channels in the 80s. It came in various adaptations not long after release. A board game called Centurions, Jake Rockwell's Battle to Stop Dr. Terror, was released by the Parker brothers in 1986 after the show's success. Even a video game called Centurions Power Extreme was released in 1987, which received mixed reviews. Some of the episodes are still available on YouTube.
When nightmares begin. Inhumanoids.
Inhumanoids, 1986. The 80s were an era of distinguishing evil from good, and we can see many cartoons being released around the same thing. Inhumanoids were no different, starting as short snippets. Inhumanoids and Gem turned out to feature longer episodes and proper shows. However, Inhumanoids lasted only one season. Even though the younger audience was used to watching action, this show featured graphic content containing amputations and mutations, which was visually heavy on the young minds. The storyline followed a heroic group called Earth Corps, who battled a monster group called Inhumanoids, which consisted mainly of the Big Three: Metlar, a fire demon, Tendril, a plant-like monster, and Decompose, a weird, rotting dino zombie. Earth Corps usually took the help of another group called the Mutors, who helped them foil the Inhumanoids' plans. This cartoon was not made for children and wasn't fit to air on a Saturday morning. Containing grotesque body horror for the age group and mature and dark themes, it was discontinued. However, a comic book by Marvel Comics in 1987 covered Inhumanoids under its Star Comics imprint. Inhumanoids made their way into the Marvel Universe as being part of a variant of Earth, namely Earth 87119. There were talks of rebooting the series in 2009, but even that was not followed up, and therefore, the series only lies in the minds of children of the 80s. Dino-Riders, 1988. The show follows the constant battle between Rulons and Valorians, who are both transported back into the era of dinosaurs. While Valorians befriended the dinosaurs, Rulons used brain boxes to manipulate the dinosaurs according to their selfish needs. As the two groups battle it out in the era, the dinosaurs come to both of their rescues, continuing the saga. The show was basically a promotional piece to promote the new toys launched by Tyco in 1988. The show's ownership was eventually passed to Disney when it acquired Fox Kids and Marvel Productions. Marvel even released comics in the storylines while the toys were selling in the market. In 2015, an adaptation was said to be in the works, but there was no update on that whatsoever. However, the dinosaur in Toy Story named Rex was based on the Dino-Riders merchandise, which was later acquired by Mattel. With no real future and ending promotional strategy, the show was discontinued, putting an end to the prehistoric war. Marvelous verdict. That was a long walk down memory lane. Let us know in the comments below which of these were your favorite shows and which did we miss. Well, that's it for today, and remember to revisit these lost gems when you can. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, thank you, and have a great day. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe out there. Thanks, everyone.